Get us rolling. Does Andrew Luck's retirement say something good or bad about the NFL?
To answer that question explicitly, it's a mixed bag of nuts. It says something good and bad about the NFL. But let me tell you why he retired. And I know this personally from my own experiences, from having 4 surgeries in 3 years in my prime years, and from falling off the cliff in perception to everyone else, realizing internally what was really going on. Andrew Luck retired because he finally realized he could no longer be Andrew Luck. I remember when I came to that realization, but this story is about Andrew Luck. Let's talk about the rehab cycle. Let's talk about climbing up that mountain, and as soon as you get to the top and you're ready, been eating right, getting the proper rest, go out there, doing the right things on the practice field, and because of the fickleness of the game, it knocks you all the way back down to the bottom. But you climb up again because you're Andrew Luck, and you do that again and again. And not only does it rob you of your joy, but it robs you of your own expectations of yourself. This is not a decision that was made for everyone else. He felt that no longer can I go out there and show, example, who I am in potential. When you lose that, when you realize that you will never have the same fastball, some people want to limp their way all the way to the end zone and get paid in the process and decline. I raise my hand. And some people say, enough's enough. I already got what I wanted out of this game. I understand there's some things I wish I could have accomplished, but they're never going to be realized. And let me move on to other valuable parts of my life.
I hear that and say, thank God the NFL paid him $100 million.
Hell yeah.
In 7 years.
But the good is you can get in, get out, and get paid. The bad
and do
is
what's best for you.
Hey, I love you. But the bad is if you play football, it hits back. And look, Rob Gronkowski is retired at a young age. Patrick Willis is retired at a young age. Calvin Johnson not only retired, had to write a check to get up out of there. Barry Sanders, I could go on with the list because football hits back. This is not an indictment on the football. This is a combat sport. You realize what's in that fine print when you sign that contract. That said, this is a great place to be when you can get in, play that short a career, and get that much money.
Yeah, I think more people are realizing how to play the game in terms of we all talk about like raising young people to be aware, to have other interests outside of ball, to use ball as a vehicle to elevate yourself, elevate your family, to put yourself in a position to do things that maybe you wouldn't be able to do if you didn't play the game. Andrew Luck may come from a place of privilege, but Andrew Luck also used football to give himself an opportunity to go to Stanford, to play in the NFL, to walk away with $100 million, to now go pursue other interests. Andrew Luck won. Yeah. Andrew Luck played the game the way that you're supposed to play the game.
Preach.
Enjoy the game, do everything that you can do within the game, but when it's time to get out with all your faculties and be able to go and do other things.
I don't look at it as good or bad, really. It's a little bit of both. If you watch that press conference, man, that was raw emotion. Like that, to do that is courageous. At 29 years old and say, I've never been in that situation like Marcellus and a lot of guys. I had one surgery, very minor, but I took plenty of shots. There was times I couldn't walk, I couldn't sleep. You can't cough, you can't laugh. And that financial reward at the end forces you to do that. I mean, every Sunday you take a shot. Monday morning, you can't play with your kids.
Yep.
You can't practice, but you play on that Sunday. And so when you see him crying in that raw emotion, he had been pushed to the limit. It was like, I really don't want to retire, but I have no choice. My body is telling me to retire. I'm not having fun because all I'm doing is rehabbing. I can't even enjoy the game because of the pain that I'm in. And so for me, I watched it. That takes a lot of courage, man, to get up there and do that at 29. But when you do have $100 million, it makes it a lot easier. Because if he didn't have $100 million,
he's still balling.
He would have rehabbed and been like, I'm going to see what I can do with this rehab, and I'm going to keep going. But when you have that type of nest egg, so to speak, it makes it a lot easier.
And the thing that I never hear from the people that always look for every opportunity to talk about how bad football is, and particularly when it's former players, I never hear any of them say, you know what, I wouldn't have played football if I could do it all over again. And particularly the guys that have made some money and really done some nice things for themselves and their families, I never hear anybody say I wouldn't have done it. So again, I think there was a time, particularly when there was no information about CTE, brain trauma, whatever, particularly when guys were working other jobs during the off season. The risks far outweighed the reward. We're starting to see some balance in that, and that's why, again, I look at his retirement at 29. I look at it as a positive story for the NFL. You can get out when you want to get out and still have received a nice financial reward if you're at Andrew Luck or, hell, most of the players now.
Yeah, but people don't understand the deep frustration you have when you step on the field and you're not yourself. Think about what TJ was saying, the day-to-day moments that are robbed, not only in your personal life, but in your practice, in your crafts. I remember the second surgery I had. I had a back surgery and had to ball out. Contract year. Got my 10.5 sacks. Did it for the financial incentive. Next year, got paid. Broke my foot before the first game. Now I'm out there trying to validate this big contract. Didn't practice one day the entire season. Made the Pro Bowl. In my mind, I'm tricked. I'm thinking I could go through anything. I could run through any wall. But you know what I was doing? Robbing myself because I wasn't working on my craft and my process because I couldn't practice. Andrew Luck is smart. He's realizing these numbers look great, but guess what's going to happen? Sooner or later, if I'm not out there investing every single day, y'all going to smoke me when I come out here and throw 21 interceptions and only 23 touchdowns. Y'all going to smoke me, and y'all not going to realize I can't hit the gas anymore. So before that moment comes and y'all destroy who I am, my investment in this game and my legacy, tap out. And I understand that frustration. My only regret in my career is that I didn't redshirt. Just one day, you just say, stop, pause, get your body back first. You ain't got your body, you ain't got a chance. Andrew Luck realized that.
Yeah, Andrew Luck realized it, and I think that's why he walked away. I think the one thing that we all have, regardless of the money that comes along with it, there's a level of pride in your play, pride in your performance. And if Andrew Luck talks about, man, I don't have my fastball, and he knows it. He knows when he's on the practice field, the throws that he used to make with ease, if he's struggling to do that, he's having to put more into it, he knows that he's not the same player. And some guys, and I would say it's courageous, some guys would rather walk away than to continue to be a lesser version of themselves. I applaud him if that's how he felt going through the process.
All right. I don't want to address the fans booing. We're going to do that in about an hour.
Okay.
That's personal with me. I'm a Colts. I'm from Indianapolis.
Oh, you about to say Colts fan? Did I hear that?
I'm a
Chiefs fan?
Family.
Which fan?
Family. But anyway, I do want to ask you all, as former NFL players, teammates, anybody have a problem with him calling it quits 2 weeks before the season?
I don't have a problem at all. Let me tell you this, TJ. If y'all got a problem with Andrew Luck right now doing this, then you don't understand when it hits you, it hits you. This is something that you're contemplating, but you're trying to dismiss. I went through the same process. I wanted to retire. Darren Woodson, Cowboy great, talked me in the stand. He was like, man, you got to stay for A, B, and C, brother. Keep going. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Once it's gone, it's gone. So I don't have a problem with it. But it is funny reading the tea leaves out there that everyone's accepting Andrew Luck's decision as courageous and amazing. But when Vontae Davis did it after the second game at halftime, fry that dude. Fry that dude.
At halftime.
Mess with him. When it hits you, brother.
It don't matter when
it don't matter when it hits you. All I say is if y'all accepting Andrew Luck, y'all better give Vontae Davis an apology immediately. And if you can't, then you're a hypocrite.
It's more so, I don't know if you're upset about it. If you're in that building, you've seen what he's gone through. Right. And people ain't even talk. When you're in his situation, the rehab and the pain, how is it affecting his personal life with his wife and his family? Man. I mean, he's probably going home like, leave me alone. I don't want to talk.
Kicking the dog.
And so that could play a part. The teammates, they had to have seen like, I don't think he's going to play this year. When you in that locker room and you see him in the training room and you see him trying to throw on the side during practice, wants to immediately, I don't think he's going to play this year. So when he retires, you're probably like, wow. 2 weeks before the season, but you had an inkling because you've seen this process of him trying to get back.
I just wondered when he first started contemplating retirement. Was that before the draft? Was that doing OTAs and mini camps? Like, when did he first begin the process of, I don't know if I really want to be out here? Because
it had to be an inkling when Jacoby Brissett is the backup quarterback, and then they start Chad Kelly in a preseason game.
No, we knew that because it's down the line. I just wondered from a team planning standpoint, did he have those conversations like, man, I don't know? Because we've seen Ball and those guys talk about like, hey, he's talked about it a little bit, but you would just like to be able to plan to keep the team because now you don't have an opportunity to really build a team around Jacoby Brissett now that he's your starting quarterback.
I got a guess to that. Look, first of all, let's not talk about this team concept when my medical staff is misdiagnosing or not knowing which way is up. And I'm not blaming those guys because I don't know who's in that room. But I will say this. Without a proper diagnosis, there is no prognosis. How we going to fix this? It went from my calf to my ankle to my lower leg to my foot. It's a moving injury. And this is not my first time having issue with you. Kawhi Leonard, paging Kawhi Leonard, anyone. This is how it feels. So Kawhi Leonard looked at him with mistrust. He said, I don't know what you guys are doing with my body.
No second opinion, huh?
And then Andrew Luck is sitting there like, y'all saying what? And I fix this, and then you say go here, and then go there. After a while, that whack-a-mole gets tiring, and then he's just stuck.
Here, and correct me if I'm wrong or anyone disagrees, but this is my feeling about football. Every day but game day, once you start playing college football, I think leaving football crosses your mind every day but game day. It's the hardest sport to play. And again, I love the sport.
Right.
But the whole preparation cycle, the whole...
Not for me.
The whole authoritarian coaching construct, it was a struggle for me.
You know what, Jason?
It's hard. It was a struggle.
You're saying a lot there.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.